Hello everyone and welcome to my very first theory video on this channel. As you can probably tell by my shirt, which is brandishing a skull, a very familiar skull, I'm going to be talking about The Punisher, who was announced last Friday to be getting his own original Netflix series. Now no official date has been given on this series, but we can probably expect it to release sometime either next year or 2018. And it also hasn't been confirmed whether he would appear in the Defenders miniseries or not, but I would also assume he would at least make some small appearance or Daredevil would reference him. But let's talk about what we think will happen. Obviously, we're going to be getting his battle van. I mean, that's just a huge staple of the Punisher from the comics, and it's been in all the other movies. And there was actually probably a little nod to that in the Punisher, in the Daredevil season 2, my bad, where he sends Finn Cooley's goons to go get the money, and then he sends them to a van, and the van blows up. But I definitely think that he will get his battle van, which is mounted with all the guns and everything. And also, running from that, I'm totally convinced that we will be seeing Microchip, who actually invented Punisher's van in the comics. Now, also in the comics, Microchip is basically Punisher's guy with all the information. He tells them where bad guys are meeting, who they are, who he needs to kill, and just everything. And at the end of Daredevil Season 2, Punisher, right before he burns down his house, he goes into his house, breaks open a picture, and takes out a CD labeled Micro. I believe this is either a list of names and people that he's going to be taking down, or it could have the location of Microchip. Now let's talk about storylines from the comics that I think the series will take place. The first one is Welcome Back Frank. And now in this one, I'm pretty sure Punisher has been retired from his role in crime, and that obviously will not be the case in the series. But as with all adaptations, probably some things will be removed or added. But basically, what the Welcome Back Frank storyline from the comics is, he returns to New York City and takes on the Ganucci crime family. He moves into this building with other tenants. The three tenants in that building are Joan, Nathaniel Bumpo, and Spacker Dave. All of which appeared in the 2004 Punisher movie, but I wouldn't be surprised if they appeared here again. And I talk about those three tenants in particular because they help him take down the Ganucci crime family. The head of that crime family, Ma Nucci, blackmails the New York Police Department to form the Punisher Task Force, which only consists of 2 cops because they don't actually want to take down the Punisher. And she also offers $10 million to anyone who can kill the Punisher. Enter the Russian. Now, the Russian is a staple Punisher character who is actually introduced in this, and I'm pretty sure he dies also in this, but as in comics, no one really stays dead. He also appeared in the 2004 Punisher movie, and Punisher defeated him by throwing a vat of friar juice on his face, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure that was uncomfortable. And then some characters that would probably appear in that would be, obviously, the aforementioned tenants in the building, and Martin Soap, who is a detective on the Punisher Task Force, and he gets turned to Punisher's side and becomes his informant within the police department on where all the villains would be. Another character, also within the police department that will probably be introduced, is Molly von Richthofen, which actually is a member of a different task force. And then Then there's also another group of villains called the Vigilante Squad, who were inspired by Punisher to take taking down crime into their own hands, and that consists of the Elite, Holy, who's a priest, and Mr. Payback. Now they actually ask Punisher to be their leader, and to which Punisher says, "No, you guys are crazy," and then he kills them all. So yeah, he's a very delightful character. The other storyline I would expect them to maybe adapt in this is the Warzone storyline. And yes, I know that was the title of a Punisher movie, but they don't have to call the series Punisher Warzone, it'd just be called Punisher. And basically what the gist of the Warzone story is, Punisher gets Mickey Fondazzi, who is a mafia person, to help him infiltrate and destroy the Carbone crime family. So this is your more traditional Punisher storyline where it's just about taking down a crime family. I don't know the other one is that too, but this is just more straightforward Carbones. And it's also just him, which is also traditional Punisher. But that's also one reason I think that they would do the Welcome Back Frank storyline instead of the Warzone storyline, is because it sets up a cast of characters that you can build upon in future seasons of The Punisher. Something I might add is the Joan character who lives with him in his building is kind of a night nurse figure to him, just like Claire is to Daredevil. And I know Claire moved out at the end of Daredevil season 2, but you get the point. She nurses him back to health sometimes. She'll help his wounds, and I'm pretty sure she actually has a crush on him because she's always baking pies for him. And I also wouldn't be surprised if they did the Welcome Back Frank storyline to include Mickey Fandazzi in that storyline as well, because and he was also in the 2004 Punisher movie. There's not that many prominent Punisher characters, so they just recycle them. But the character that did not appear in either of these stories is Jigsaw, and I'm pretty sure he's the biggest Punisher villain in the comics. I know Punisher also faces off against Kingpin, but he doesn't be looking to be getting out of prison anytime soon. So I also wouldn't be surprised if Jigsaw showed up in the Punisher series. So that's all for today. I hope that y'all enjoyed Daredevil Season 2. If not, there's obviously something wrong with you. And if there's any more news on the Punisher, Netflix, or anything within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just keep it here and I'll bring it to you.